This is Art Television.
This program is sponsored by
Welcome back to another edition of Art 121 Space for Business. I'm your host Shanuka Anish Fernando, and today I'm joined by a specific individual who has paved the way for students in Sri Lanka in education. He's also the founder of 9A Study Workshop, and he's also Chief Executive Officer of Born to Win Institute. Please welcome Mr. Dileepa Wanniarachchi. He's also accompanied by two students, one being a former member of the workshop program and one being a current member of the workshop program, one being Jasmine Paboda and the other being Miumi Tennakone. So glad you guys can get to join for the program today, and I know due to the current situation of the country, so grateful you guys get to be in the show today. So I guess the first question goes out to you, Jasmine, and since I've been told that you've been a very keen student in the program 9As, and tell me all about it. How has it been for you, the whole experience?
So one day my dad came home and he said that his friend is starting this workshop, and at first I didn't really think it would work out, but and I also thought that it would be just another class that I went to in the past, but the first day I went there and it was completely different from any of the classes I've ever gone to. So the first day itself, he taught me how to identify the flow of a lesson, and it sounded really simple that I didn't think it would work, but I tried it and I realized that I remembered like the whole lesson that I did in that day, and I think that was really amazing. And he also taught us about public speaking, native English speaking, journalism, motivational skills, and so much more, and I think that is where it truly transformed my life. I personally know so many people that have joined this program, and they've also said that it was one of the best decisions they have ever made, because 9A's workshop is not just a class that you go to, but it's more like a virtual school that will guide you through every single thing, and I think it's truly amazing.
I mean, from sounds of that, that's like a wonderful experience. So Mr. Dileepa, what do the actual students gain from going to this workshop, and what's so different from school?
Okay, students, what is the biggest problem that the students are facing these days? It is not the COVID-19 pandemic or whatever. They do not know how to study. Teachers try to put their maximum effort and try to teach, but it's pathetic. 5 out of 40, a few out of in the class would excel in the class. So what will happen to the teacher's effort? They join the workshop, they learn to love to learn, but basically in Sri Lanka we do not know and we do not see. And my experience is such, when I was doing my studies, I didn't do my studies enthusiastically. So number one thing is that students will start studying enthusiastically, and the other highest beneficiary are the teachers. Second highest beneficiaries are the teachers. They don't have to teach for long hours. They can teach a particular lesson within an hour, which would take for another teacher a couple of periods. So those are the benefits that a student would get. He would cover the syllabus by self. And the second benefit to the child's side is parents can see the transformation from the beginning. Does anyone in the world, in Sri Lanka, any institution, show the progress of a child graphically? Is the progress of a child tangible? Not that I show, your child shows.
So how would you say a hesitant student would be transformed by your program?
Okay. Why doesn't a child like studies? The biggest problem is they don't like the lessons or the chapters in the books are not like Harry Potter. Okay. So as teachers, we should know how the brain works and its mechanism and how to get children to start studying. The biggest transformation starts from, if a student does not read but touches a book, he will start reading. If a student does not study but reads a book, will start studying. If a child does not excel in the exam but studies, will start excelling. So this is like a butterfly from the bird getting transformed. So this is a very practical approach by the child and from our side as well.
Excellent statement indeed, Mr. Dileepa. So Jasmine, what do you think, what kind of benefits do you get from this workshop? And do you think children actually like to study this way?
So like Sir Dileepa said, I feel like this workshop is a lot like a video game, because you start from the lowest level and you reach a level that's completely unfathomable, because on the first day itself he teaches you about flowcharts, and at the end of the 28-day program you have learned about viewpoint analysis, logical equivalency, and so much more. I feel like because of all of these methods that we learn, Sir Dileepa has taught us how to look at things from completely different perspectives. And there are also other methods like structured questions, where you are able to create a 3D perspective of each question. And because of this, you feel confident and you know that you are fully well prepared to answer any question well before the exam. And also in schools, you're basically stuck to a timetable and you have to study for long hours, like 8 to 9 hours, and stay till late night. But at this workshop, Sir Dileepa doesn't focus on the number of hours that you put in, but rather it's the amount of work that you do. So for example, Sir Dileepa has this project management methods, where you're basically covering a lesson, which is, so you cover a lesson which is basically like you complete one project in your life. And so because of this, students feel very excited to learn, because it's like you're passing through this workshop as if you're jumping through levels in a video game. This makes it way more exciting, and because of this you don't really need any extra teaching. Basically when you go to schools, the traditional revision method is to buy this huge book of past papers, and it's a must that you complete each and every single question and you memorize them before your exam. But when I was in the 9A's program, I learned the technique behind studying, and because of this I understood what studying actually means, and it's way more exciting and it's fun, and I actually wanted to study because of that. And I feel like if you adapt all of these methods into your life, you will feel way more prepared for exams, like straight at once, without really doubting yourselves and without having a panic attack the day before your exam. So I feel like it's a very exciting method to succeed in life.
Excellent, Jasmine. We'll be back after these commercials.
This program is sponsored by
Difficulties in learning? Welcome to the 9A's workshop. It's facilitated with fun, love and excitement.
9A's workshop is the best.
9A's workshop is great.
I learned how to learn by 9A's workshop.
It's a study booster. Join us.
Every child is great and born to win.
Under Dileepa Wanniarachchi for students of grade 6 and above, for both local and London syllabuses.
Welcome back to Art 121 Space for Business. I'm your host Shanuka once again. So Mr. Dileepa, you said, like, what if the schools actually gave you a chance to adopt your methods? Would our education system be more advanced or better in a way?
Of course, yes. The first reason is they have no other option. And we are undergoing a pandemic situation. We have nearly about 13,000 schools in Sri Lanka, nearly 200,000 teachers. They have no other way of covering the syllabus other than adopting my methods. But the saddest story is very few know about my methods, in fact about me. And the other one is I'm into teaching the students as well in future. And but I have conducted 32 programs at different leading and some other schools as well, and they got the idea, but continuity was the problem, because the key is the teacher. He or she has to initiate it in the class. Principals know, they love my methods, but continuity didn't happen. But so this situation would trigger, my methods are vital for a child to cover the syllabus within a very short period of time and face the exam successfully. And my methodology is involved with 3 other key concepts as well: fun, love, and excitement. Students would love to study enthusiastically with a lot of fun. They love to get excited. They love to be loved. That doesn't happen. So you might have heard even your mother, when you were small, shout at you, "Come on, take out your books." So that doesn't happen in our workshop. And so schools, I did a workshop for St. Benedict's College, Colombo. There were nearly about 200 students. They never thought that my workshop would be such a practical program. And the feedback I got following morning, wow, amazing. This is not mere marketing, right? What is the biggest worried parents have? What is the biggest problem that the worried parents have? Their children do not study. Only very few have been successful to make their parents happy. So I'm providing a solution. So school system in Sri Lanka, education system in Sri Lanka has no other option of other than adopting my methods. That will happen, but not overnight, Shenuka. That will happen.
Very well said, Mr. Dileepa. And Jasmine, what would be your what would you like to share with the students who especially have who are struggling to study, especially during this COVID-19 times with online classes and all that?
Yeah, like you said, times are changing. I mean, we are now stuck in a pandemic. We have been home for like the past 2 years, and because of this, I think even with all of this change, we haven't really adapted to it. We haven't changed our study methods, and I think we have to change our current study methods, because what we've been used to doing is taking the notes given by our teachers and memorizing every single page. But that just doesn't work anymore. So I think we should all change it, and I have already taken the initiative to change it, and I think so should all of you, because if you want to succeed in this situation, you have to change yourselves. And my advice is that if you're ready for this change, join this program, because in the future I'm sure it will spread like wildfire all over the country. Because at the end of the day, this program is a feeling. It's when you feel like you're actually studying, because in times like this, when all the students, including me, we are struggling, we have to actually feel like we are studying, that we are understanding things. So I invite all the students in Sri Lanka to join this program and experience the same experiences I've had, feel it, enjoy it, and lastly, succeed in it.
All right, wonderful statement, Jasmine, and on to you, Mumi. Since you were still a part of the workshop, how is it helping you with your studies?
So I liked learning, but studying was a huge problem for me. I didn't really like studying, I didn't enjoy studying, and I just waited until the exams come up and pops up in the notice board, and then only I struggled to study. And I just by-hearted each and every word in the book, which was really stressful, and it was huge pressure on me. So after I joined the workshop, I need to say that the pressure decreased, and then I got a system to study, which Sir taught us about project management systems. And then the most important thing is I got to study regularly. Like, I study whole day, and that's because of all the interesting and high-level thinking methods and activities they teach us. I really enjoy them. I need to say that I didn't enjoy studying. I like learning, but studying was not really my thing. But now, because of the methods Sir taught us, studying has become kind of my thing. I'm true if I say studying has become my hobby now. So I'm really thankful to Sir because of that. And earlier I worked hard. I had pressure on me. But now I work smart because of the methods Sir taught us. And I would really like to invite every child in this country to join us and learn these methods and study without being tired and stressed. And also I need to say that Sir's quote about learn to love to learn is absolutely true.
Excellent, Mayumi. So Mr. Dileepa, how do all the other students be able to join your marvelous workshop?
Yeah, so they can also join. I teach them online these days. Actually, I don't do much of marketing. I don't publish my advertisements, because if that happens, you would see some sort of a big demand. But actually, if a child wants to join my workshop, so he or she has to send a message to my office number, not 773612628. And also you can follow my YouTube channel Born to Win, and my Facebook page Dileepa Wanniarachchi, and my Instagram Dileepa Wanniarachchi, and my LinkedIn account Dileepa Wanniarachchi. This particular course, 9 days workshop, has 4 stages: bronze, silver, gold and platinum. That's where the parent can see the progress of the child. When the child completes the activities under the activities of the bronze category, so he or she will become an ensign officer of United States Marine Force. Okay, that's a kind of some sort of an honor. Second, silver. When the child completes the activities of silver level, he or she will become a lieutenant junior. Third level, gold level. If he or she completes the activities, high level activities, so at this level, gold level, your child is like Einstein. Become a lieutenant, commander or captain. The highest person of my workshop, like we have head prefects at school, Vice Admiral. She's a student of Royal College, Polonnaruwa. And the last level, platinum. Have you ever heard methods like in studying logical equivalency, matrices, and pros and cons analysis? So those are the activities that we really apply. A traditional teacher would see that these things are heavy for a child. No, they easily do. Even a grade 5 student do. Okay, so you can join the workshop. Yes, I'm ready to help you.
Excellent, Mr. Dileepa, and we'll be back after this commercial.
This program is sponsored by
Difficulties in learning? Welcome to the 9A's workshop. It's facilitated with fun, love and excitement.
9A's workshop is the best.
9A's workshop is great.
I learned how to learn by 9A's workshop.
It's a study booster. Join us.
Every child is great and born to win.
Found to Dileepa Wanniarachchi for students of grade 6 and above for both local and London syllabuses.
Welcome back to Art 121, Space for Business. I'm your host Shenuka Anish Fernando. And Mr. Dileepa, it's funny you mentioned before about online classes. We all know students having a hard time coping up with online class, how difficult it is to concentrate. But I'm assuming that your workshop is very well, active, needs everyone's attention, and it's all practicality based. How do you do your workshop?
Yes, I do my workshops online using technology, Zoom, Teams, Google Meeting, all that methods we use. Actually, that's technology. But how much ever you use technology, the recipient at the other end should feel excited. Do you know the gap between my heart and the child? Any number of children can join my one workshop. This is 1 inch, exactly 1 inch. He or she at the end feels me, and I feel them. Even by recognizing their voice, I know whether this person is happy or not. So it's a casual conversation sometimes. It doesn't go up to highly academic things, and we understand each other. And technologies like we can split the Zoom class into few classes, grade 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, something like that. Okay, so I shift from 6 to 7, 8 to 9, 10 to 11, likewise, and talk to them and give some work, and they work, and they hurriedly send it to my staff, and they will have a look at it, look at what they have done. I will have a look at it, and so we'll put a comment. We can't commend them having something that this is bad, okay, but you give a good comment, so that doesn't work. So I precisely commend them, and actually it is a workable solution, and it has been very successful. Whoever complains that that teaching online is failure, no, it is not a failure.
And Mr. Dileepa, I must ask you this question, because it's a very important question to you, I would assume. How does it feel to be the first ever person to come up with this method, to come up with this workshop program? How does it feel? It must be a great achievement for you, I might add.
Yeah, if somebody calls me I'm a genius, I don't like it. Because the people, those who are skilled and have been in the industry for decades, they should have done this. Who am I? My background is just finance, banking. I had a problem with my child. That's where my eye-opener came. Sorry to say, I have been the Elon Musk in Sri Lanka in education. Sorry.
Pretty big words from a wise man, I would say. So would you think this workshop and these methods you use to teach kids would be a solution for children who are struggling to study?
Of course, yes. Of course, yes. So yesterday a student from an international school, grade 8, joined, and he called me today morning twice, and he wanted to say, "Good morning, sir. You know, the second statement came from his mouth. Sir, I really love your studies methods. I really love your study methods, and also I love you, sir." So these statements people are very scared to use. I like you, I love you, because people will see the bad side of all these expressions. Okay, but students like to be loved, I told you. Okay, so when I first love them, they will feel it, they will work. And I must say, this is not a motivational program. Yeah, even the principals now call me and say, "Dileepa, can we do a motivational program for our children?" They don't like to study. So my immediate response is, "No, I don't do motivational programs." Why should I get a kind of some sort of a present or a payment from you without showing you a result? I show the results to my parents. Right? I'm not challenging my parents of the students. If you feel anything bad about my methods and my methodology, why did you comment on Facebook? This is not doing well. My child joined this workshop, didn't do well. Yes, please. Okay, because this is a triangular program. I join, work with the child, and child works with me, and the parent works with me. Triangular program. Okay, so everybody commits. Earlier, only the teacher committed. Student didn't do much. Parents were worried. At the end of the term or at the test exam, parents get humiliated in front of so many. Yes, parents get definitely humiliated in front of so many. We are putting a full stop to that. No child would fail the exam in future.
Very well, Mr. Dileepa. Well, there you have it. If you want to supercharge your study skills, dear students and even parents from Sri Lanka, I would say This is a wonderful opportunity not to miss. So for further more details, contact 077 3612 628 or visit borntowin.lk. Thank you so much for joining with us today on this program, and that concludes to another edition of Art 121 Space for Business.
This program was sponsored by